So this is going to be x squared equals 45 divided by 5 is 9. When you have the square root all by itself, you square root both sides. So what you're left with is x equals, don't forget, plus or minus 3. The correct answer is plus and negative 3. Do not forget the plus minus. We've got half a point off if you forget that. Number 2, also pretty easy. Plus 3 here, plus 3 here. X squared equals 7. Square root both sides. Square root of 7 is not clean. I think in this textbook they give you the decimal. I don't need the decimal, so just put plus or minus square root 7. So plus or minus square root 7. This section, pretty straightforward, pretty simple, I feel. Okay? Now completing the square. That is using this equation, negative b over 2 all squared. This should feel familiar, and I'll give you a reference sheet. I'll give you down the test that you need to use this part for this section, okay? Now, let's go over the steps. First step, I'm going to start with number 3. First step, get the x's by itself. So I got to move the 5 over here to the right to get the x's by itself. And I'm going to combine the second step also. I'm going to add c, the letter c, to both sides. So plus c. Over here on the right, it's 5 plus c. So you have to do that, okay? Next part, to find c, we're going to use this equation. I'm going to use an arrow. This equation right here, negative b over 2a. No, negative b over 2.
So you just add the c instead of the negative 5, instead of the minus 5?
You could, what are you saying? You could just add c? What do you mean?
No, it's weird. Why did you put the c?
That's part of the steps. That c is going to become a number to make this a perfect trinomial. And we're going to talk about what a perfect trinomial lets us do, okay?
Is C 4?
C is going to be 4 in this one. And I'm sorry, I put negative b. It's not negative b. It's just b over 2. It's just b over 2. I apologize for that. You can fix that right now. All right. So, somebody already said it. It's 4, but let me just plug it in. B is the number next to x. So that's 4. 4 divided by 2 squared. Well, that's 2 squared. That's 4. So C is going to become 4. So this is going to become 4. And this c is going to become 4. On the right side, it's going to simplify to 5 plus 4, 9.
So you add c to both sides of the problem?
Yes. Absolutely important to add to both sides. Now, on the left side, though, you have x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now, you can do the long way away. You could do the long way and plus 4. You could do the long way and say, oh, c is 4 and b is 4. What multiplies the 4 and adds the 4? What is always going to reduce to, and this is pretty important, what is always going to reduce to is going to be x plus whatever number is b divided by 2. So whatever number you found here before you squared is going to go into here. So this is going to be x plus 2, parenthesis closed, squared. That will always happen. Make your life easier by knowing that it will always happen like that. Okay, so now we got x plus 2 squared is a perfect square. I could square root this side and square root that side. The left side is just x plus 2. The square root gets canceled. This thing right here gets canceled. Over here, 9, the square root of 9, as we said over there, is plus and minus 3. Don't forget the plus or minus. Then I'm going to subtract 2. Subtract 2. X equals 3 plus or minus, minus 2. And we're going to solve both of them separately, okay? Positive 3 minus 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. That's one answer. And then negative 3 minus 2 is -5. That's your second answer. So your answer for this section is 1, comma, -5.
Oh, Mr. Tabal, you basically you add c to both sides, and then you just do the wait, and then you figure out what c is, and then you put it into x plus what
B over 2.
b over 2 is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you
square root both sides, and then you do a little bit
okay.
of.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to do one more of these because it's not straightforward. No, it's intrinsic, as in like it's obvious. It's not obvious. Okay. Somebody pick one of these on from 4 to 8. Whoever says it first gets to choose.
Wait, how is it -5?
7.
Number 6.
4.
I heard 7 first from I think Jacob. Okay, so I'm going 7.
That worked.
Damn.
Instead of 4.
To answer your question, -5. Remember, it's plus or minus 3. So -3 minus 2. That's more down. So -5.
Wait, can we do 4 because we're going in order? Unless it's like that's.
How many of these you want me to do for completing the squares?
Actually, go in order. Go do 4.
All right, we'll just do 4 then. I think giving it order makes sense. All right, Jacob, you did say it first, but.
Oh no, I said a random number. I just.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, then we didn't even have a special meeting. All right, so first step, get the x's by itself. X squared minus 10x. I'm subtracting this time 24.
We try it by ourselves once.
I'll give you another one to try by yourself. Let me do this one because I was asked. Okay? So subtract 24 on both sides plus c. You could do that all in one step. That might be easier for you. If you want to do it 2 separate steps, that's fine. Okay, now we got to find c. We're going to use this equation over here. So it's going to be b over 2. B in this case is the number in front of x. So that's -10 over 2 squared. That's -5 squared. Keep in mind that -5, that's going to be important later. That's going to be 25. So c is 25. C is 25.
Why'd you square it?
It's a part of the equation.
Oh, okay.
So then, it should be here, I guess, too. 25, -24 plus 25 is 1. That's very nice. Over here, this is going to reduce down. Again, you could do the long way of factoring. What multiplies a c that adds a b? What you're going to find, it's going to be this number here. So we're doing it faster. X minus 5 squared. Again, you can do it the long way every time, but I'm just telling you, you're always going to get -5 in that sense. All right, or whatever b over 2 is. So, square root both sides. Now we're going to finish off the algebra. X minus 5 equals plus or minus 1. We're going to plus 5 on both sides. Plus minus 1 plus 5. I have to do both. So 1 plus 5 is 6. And -1 plus 5 is 4. So your answer is x equals 6. X equals 4. Positive 1 and then a -1, okay? I want everyone to try by themselves. This is not the exit ticket. We're not allowed to lead over this because I need you to practice all these things. Number 5, okay? I want everyone to try number 5. Send me the private message. I'm happy to go over afterward. This is not an exit ticket, so even if you get it right, you have to stay. There's a lot more to do. As a reminder, I will be giving you this on the test, so you don't have to remember that part. You have to remember how to use it, but you don't have to remember b over 2 squared. And then I'm going to pull out a pencil myself and do it just to make sure. Oh, I'll drop my pencil somewhere. So your private check. You guys are too fast for me. Give me a second. All right. 6 and 2. Rebecca, you got it. Good job. You can keep working on this. This is the last one I'm going to do of completing a square for now, and I'm going to go to quadratic afterwards, okay? And I'm happy to go back to it, but I do have another class after this, and I can't spend all the time here, sadly. I wish I could.
Coach, I got up to like I already did negative b over 2 square, and I have my thing. What do I do now after I have my 2 x's on one side and my c, and then I have a number on the other side.
All right, give me a second. First up, Jacob? No. Sam? No. Goldman? Finish it off. Give me the full answer. And Jacob, you just have to do it. Okay.
Wait, what else is there to say? That is the full answer.
No, you got to give me the 2 numbers. Square root both sides.
Oh, right. There's another number, right?
Well, there's 2 numbers. And
I only give you one of them.
Tobal,
give me both, okay?
Mr. Tobal, when you're doing the x plus,
Jasmine, no. Go ahead, Jacob.
when you're doing like x plus this equals like positive or negative another number, right?
Yeah.
What numbers do you put in there? I know x the number coming after the x is the square root of the b over 2 squared, right?
So the square root of the number, in this case, was 1. And then the other number you're adding is based on what was inside the parentheses, which was b over 2. So this gets
From
plus
where?
5.
What parentheses?
From here. Right here. So the inside stays the same. Adira, good job. And Sam, good job. All right.
No,
So Jonathan, Jonathan. I'm sorry, Jacob, but Jonathan did ask a question earlier. I apologize. Jonathan, what is your question? I'm going to erase this and then sort this out. Okay?
I don't know how to find the other number.
Where do you find
pay
the numbers
attention.
in the parentheses? How do you find the numbers in the parentheses?
Okay. So let's start from the thing. First off, some people ask, Ellie, no. Some people ask, how do you find the numbers in the parentheses? Okay. First, we're going to start off. Everyone should be agreed with me with this part right here. Plus C equals negative 12. Make sure it's negative 12. Okay. Everyone, plus C. Everyone should agree with me in this part right here, okay? That's the first 2 steps. Second step, we're going to use the blue boxed equation to find the C that I'm purposely using. So it's negative 8 over 2. Remember, the value of B is the one next to x to the 1 power. That's squared. That's negative 4 squared. That negative 4 will pop up later. That's going to be positive 16. So this is 16. This is 16. Now, when I reduce the right and the left, when I reduce the right and the left of this right side is negative 12 plus 16. That's just positive 4. Very straightforward. On the left side, you can do what multiplies to 16 that adds up to negative 8. What you're going to find, it's negative 4 and negative 4. That number will always be purposely, on purpose, this number right here before you square it, b over 2. So the number that decides what's inside the parentheses, Jacob, is x minus 4. The number that decides inside the parentheses is b plus b over 2, okay? That is
Oh, it's the number before you square?
Yes, it's always going to be that number.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so let's finish. Some of you guys don't know how to get the final answer. So then we're going to go square root both sides. This gets canceled out. Jasmine, you got it. Good job. Ellie, that is also not right. X minus 4 equals. This stays normal. Because the square root completely cancels, this guy stays exactly as it was. This 4 becomes plus or minus 2. Okay? Plus 4 on both sides. Plus 4. So we got x equals plus or minus 2 plus 4. We got to do the positive and the negative. Positive 2 plus 4, 6. Negative 2 plus 4, 2. 2 answers is 6 and 2. All right? I want to make sure we cover everything, so I'm going on to the next step, which is quadratic equation. If we have time after, I'm happy to go back here, and I'm happy to free up lunches if you need it to, okay? I'm going to clear the screen, so make sure you have the answers that you want right now. We're going on to quadratic equation stuff. I'm clearing the screen. Remember to answer 6, 2. All right, what is this? This one, quadratic formula. I keep saying quadratic equations, quadratic formula. Quadratic formula. Again, you will be given this on the test, but this is negative b over b squared plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay? That is the formula. You will be given that on the test. Let's do number 9. Number 9, we have to identify our actors before we can start to play. So A in this case is 3. B in this case is -5. C in this case is -2. Now the actors are, we know the actors, we're going to put them in their place. I'm going to do first the non-simplified form. You can skip to the simplified form if you feel comfortable. Negative.
We only have to do page 1 through 4. Pick
On the
questions 1
second
through
set,
4.
yes, on quiz 3. Plus or minus the square root of -5
Or
squared
not.
minus 4 times 3 times -2. I'm just plugging them all in. If you're confident enough, you could skip to the simplified version. That's okay. Like you can just write this as +5. That's okay. 2 times 3. I'm just showing where everything's going. All right, the simplified version, I'll do flat red. You could have wrote right away. You could just put that as 5. Definitely the bottom's pretty easy. That's 6. Let's do that easy ones first. So 5 over 6. Plus or minus, we're going to figure out what's inside the square root. So inside the square root, -5 squared is 25. -4 times 3 is -12. -12 times -2 is +24. So that's plus 24. All right, 25 plus 24 is 49. And we know what the square root of 49 is. That's 7. So 5 plus or minus 7 over 2. Over 6. My fault. Okay, so we're dealing with a plus and a minus. So we got to do the positive and the negative. Top one, 5 plus 7 over 6. That's 12 over 6, which is 2. First answer is 2. We're going to do the negative version. 5 minus 7 over 6 is -2 over 6, which reduces down to -1/3. Leave it as a fraction. If not, it's going to be 1.3333 repeating. Either way, it's 2 and -1/3. Those are your answers, okay? All right. I want everyone to try out number 10 themselves. Try out number 10 themselves. Okay. The answers, I know the answers, so you can send it over. Again, this is not your exit ticket. We're just still practicing. We're still trying it out. So number 10, everyone try yourself. Identify A, B, C, and plug it into the equation.
Number?
What's up?
What did you
Number
say?
10. Number 10.
Bet.
Mhm. Oh, this is pretty good. Rebecca, did you already do these, Rebecca, or are you just doing this so fast? Good job.
No, I did like quiz 2 before.
Ah, okay. Good job then. Because you're doing it like 10 times faster than I even start writing the problem now. So I'm like, wow.
What if in the beginning when it's like -b in the formula, what if it's already negative? What do we do?
Well, what's a double negative become?
Positive?
Positive. So just like in number 9, this 5 became positive.
Do we only have to do 1 through 5 on the top section and like we did 1, 2, 3,
No,
4,
you're
5.
doing your homework is to do this whole page of quiz 2. On quiz 3, it's only 1 through 4.
All right.
Okay. I just don't I don't have enough time. This is review for you guys. I don't think we have enough time. Maybe we can, but with me explaining each step, we won't have enough time. So that's why I wanted to make sure I cover at least one of everything. Okay. Sam, great job, my man.
what I'm talking about, coach.
Goldman, great job.
Goldman, my girl. Love you. I miss you.
Mr. Trouble, did I
On
get it?
harassment, coach.
Oh, Jasmine, I'm sorry.
Have you talking
You're
to
good.
me?
Sarah,
I
that
got
was, that was very just kind. That was not harassment. Good job.
Thank you. I've been working on it, coach.
I'm happy. That's something you should work on. Yeah.
harassing.
Jasmine, good job, by the way. I'm sorry.
Okay. No problem. It's all good.
I'll give it about 2 more minutes for you guys to finish it off for everyone. I'm just going to clear this. I'll just start writing it silently. So if you're a little stuck, you can just silently look. And I'm going to do it a little bit quicker, just so to save some time. So this is 1. Father, what's up?
What's going on? It's Coleman Boyd from Georgia Tech basketball. I just want to say
Oh, shit.
4, 1, 15. Ellie, good job. Oh, wait, Ellie, one of them should not be negative. Figure out which one should not be negative.
Wait, so when we turn this in, do we only have to do the first 4 questions?
On quiz 3, you only have to do the first 4 questions.
Oh, so for this, you have to do the whole thing?
Yeah, you need to do the whole thing. I want you to practice every one of these, okay?
Is it due today?
No, it's due before, it's due to test technically, but
Okay.
it's review. You should be doing it before the test, you know?
If we
Which
only
one?
do the numbers that you assign, like this or this, would we be good for the test, or should we practice every single one?
The reason I assigned every single one is because I wanted you to practice every single one. I think it's the best.
Do you assign every single one for all the packets?
No. Listen, quiz 2, which is this one we're on, I
Mhm.
assigned every single one. Quiz
No,
3, I only
Wait,
assigned
the
1
ones that
through
you
4.
didn't assign every single one, would you be prepared for the test if we didn't practice every single one?
Practice every single one.
Wait, which one is it? I didn't.
Like even the ones you didn't assign.
No, practice each one that I have signed. My fault. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't understand. 2 plus minus 8. Jonathan, good job.
I
Ellie,
got. Yeah, no, I put it as a -8. I made a mistake, like when I did.
well, one of them is negative. It's 2 minus 8 over 2.
No, yeah, but no, I left the 8 as a -8, like the
Oh,
whole
okay.
time. So,
All right. So, okay. So you should know that the 5 should be positive then, okay?
yeah.
So -3 and 5. Most of you guys got that, okay?
Alrighty.
Yeah, it's not a race. I'm sorry to rush you guys, but I don't know how much time I got, and I just don't want to burn it up looking at one problem. Any questions on quadratic equations or quadratic formula? Again, little busy, as in like there's a lot of things to do, but it's very straightforward. Okay, I'm going to clear the board. It's 5 and -3. We're going to the second quiz. This one, I only assigned 1 through 4. The reason is we didn't do the next section, nor I care for you to do the next section. Okay, first off, we have this one right here, system equation using substitution method. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to need a little space. What we're going to do here is set them first equal to each other. Since they both equal y, we're going to set them equal to each other. -3x squared plus x minus 2 equals 4x minus 2. So I just set them equal to each other. Second part is I want to get everything by itself, so I have 0 on the side. So I move the smaller of the 2, which is -4x, and plus 2, -4x, plus 2. Up here on the left is -3x squared minus 3x. This becomes 0. That's okay. Equals 0. -2 plus 2 equals 0. So that's pretty nice, actually. So what can I do in this situation? This one, I don't have a C. So I think the best move is to just take out what's in common. Usually you're not allowed to do that because the x's prevent that. But since there's nothing on the side that doesn't have the x, I can take out what's in common here. And what's in common between negative 3x squared and negative 3x is going to be negative 3x. That's what's in common. So I'm going to put a parenthesis like this and divide both of these by negative 3x. This should feel familiar. It's a while back, but that's one method you could do. Well, another method you could do is quadratic equation. You could always do that. You could always do whatever you want to do in that case. But actually, can you do quadratic equation? Yeah, you can. Yeah. So, and then here, so I'm going to divide what's in common, which is negative 3x, negative 3x. On the left side, negative 3 reduces to 1. X squared divided by x is just x.
Did you
On
get
the
to
right side, negative 3x divided by negative 3x, they're exactly the same. So it's plus 1. Double
How
negative.
did you get to that, Mr. Tobal?
How do I choose that? How did I decide that, basically?
You went from moving the top numbers. You went from moving the right numbers to the left to like negative 3x.
So let me explain my thinking,
I
right?
did the quadratic equation, but there's no square root to 6. So can I just leave it like that?
You did the quadratic equation. It's 9 squared, not 6. It's negative 3 squared, right? So it's 9, not 6. Hold on.
No, it's negative 3 times 2. So it would be.
Divided by 6.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is 9 squared.
Yeah, okay. So over here, let me keep talking about the thought process. Jacob, I have no c. Like, I'm sorry, I said it like that. There's no variable c, right? Usually you have a constant. Like, if you have something like this, there's nothing in common I could take out. Look at this. This has an x squared, this has an x, this has no x's. So you don't have x's in common. This is a 3, this is a 1, this is a 2. They have all different numbers. When there is no c, there's a high chance I could take out the x at least. And if I am able to take out the x and what's in common, in this case, negative 3x, if I'm able to take out what's in common and set this equal to 0, I can use what we call the 0 property. If this one becomes 0, the whole thing becomes 0. If the right side becomes 0, the whole thing is 0. So I could split it and solve each one separately.
Wait, I'm lost. It's the problem. It turned from the top. It turned into negative 3x squared minus 3x.
Yes.
And divided. You got rid of the right side, the one on the right.
The right side, this cancels out perfectly. This cancels out perfectly.
Not like that. Like don't.
Oh, here?
Yeah, that one. You got rid of that one. And then what'd you do with it?
First, you got to look at it, Jacob, and say what's in common. And what's in common between this, and we're writing blue, negative 3x. They both have a negative 3, and you both have at least one x. Okay? Second thing I did is then I divided what's in common. I put what's common on the outside, and I remember I leave the unique on the inside. So then what's here? An x, because negative 3x squared divided by negative 3x is just x. And over here, it's exactly the same top and bottom that reduces down to 1. Jacob, say a little bit after, and I'll just explain a little bit more. And if you feel confused about which one to use, let's go quadratic equation then. Because the quadratic equation always gets you the answer, and you never have to sweat. Okay?
All right.
So this part right here, though, this is where a lot of people's work is going to diverge. Like they're going to do different work. That's why you need to show your work on this test, okay? Because I need to know what you were thinking at the time.
You use quadratic equation from like when you get negative 3x squared minus 3x.
Just use, Jacob, honestly, the answer is sometimes just use quadratic equation every time. Then you don't have to even think about what to use, okay?
Okay.
Because I think you're getting too hung up on mine. And then the next part, number 2.
Quadratic equation is b over.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the equation. You should have wrote it down when I had it before. Okay, I'll write it down later. Number 2. I want everyone to do number 2. Yeah.
Well, you didn't finish the other number 1. You have to find out like.
Goldman. Good. I would have lost 2 points there. Thank you, Goldman. Then I have to take my 2 x's.
Goldman.
Plug it back into the one. Plug it in.
That was really smart of you, Goldman.
So I'm going to plug it in the best one.
We can have a FaceTime study date.
Yeah, no.
That's what Rasmus saying. So,
Oh,
all right.
sorry.
So now 4x minus 2
Sorry.
is 0. So we're going to plug in x, right? So 4 times 0 is 0. Minus 2 is negative 2. So first one is 0, comma, negative 2. The second one, we're going to plug in negative 1. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 2, negative 6. So negative 1, comma, negative 6. So your two answers are 0, comma, negative 2, and negative 1, comma, negative 6. Okay? 3 and 4, they say use the calculator. You're still able to use the quadratic equation or whatever method you want to solve it. Like this one, you could technically use difference of cubes or whatever. I forget what it is. Completing a square. Actually, this one, no, that would be a bad one to do. But you could always use a quadratic equation if you don't know how to use the calculator.
Quick question.
Sam.
Can I just use the calculator like the whole time?
If you know how to use a calculator, maybe, but no, because some of them, actually, no, the answer is no, not for all of them. Some of them I'm particularly asking you, please use completing a square on this one. So you need to show work on completing a square, okay? So I have to be particular. So the answer
For like, no, for like 1 and 2. If I were to do
1
that
and
later.
2, you could 1 and 2, you could technically use the calculator, yeah.
Would you accept that if I did that today?
Except that if you did it today or for homework or for the test.
For homework.
This section?
And
On this section, calculator's okay. This section and on this homework, yes, is okay.
if I did that on the test?
On this section only, though, the system of equation ones, yes. The
What is
other
it?
ones you would have to show work.
Bet.
This is the
All right,
one.
so everyone's going to do number 2. That's going to be tricky. 3 and 4 is more of the same thing. It's just asking you want to use a calculator or not. But 3 and 4, it might not be clean, though. That's the only thing I'm not sure. But you could just leave it as square root if you did a quadratic. But number 2, Scarlett, what's up?
What numbers are exit ticket?
Number 2.
Wait, what's x minus x? 2x? Negative 2x?
X minus x, negative 2x, yes. Well, wait. Is it a positive x or a negative x?
If both of them are negative. If I'm taking
Negative x minus x will be negative 2x, yes.
Okay.
So when you send me this and I say you're good, you're free to go.
Wait, what do you want us to send you?
Number 2, the answers for number 2. Remember, there should be coordinate points, okay?
Oh,
So
okay,
you need
got
an
it.
xy and an xy, yeah. Just got my answers, so whenever you're ready to send me over. Again, these take a while. You'll only get about, on your test, maybe 2 of these, maybe 3 of these. But these take a while, so I can't give you too many of these. I'll leave this up here, all the writing for you to check out. All right, Sam, the only thing is, should it not be negative 2 there? Negative 2 coming there?
Yes, I didn't write the negative.
Okay, then you're. I just want to make sure. You saw it was there. You're free to go.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Coach. Peace out.
Yeah. And again, if you finish the exit ticket and want me to help with other stuff, I'm happy to stay. I do have another class that starts at 3:50-ish. So again, everything here is due by the day of the test. I expect you to do it before the test. I'll open up a Zoom either Monday or Tuesday for lunch if you want extra help. squared equals 0. Jacob, what method did you use?
I don't really know. I was kind of following what was just on the like page.
So what
Kind of
would
like-
happen here, Jacob, though, if you're doing it by hand, it's going to be different. Because you're going to get 2x squared minus x equals x minus 4. I'm going to subtract x plus 4. Subtract x.
I did that.
Okay, so did you get negative 2x squared minus 2x
Yeah.
plus 4 equals
Yeah.
0?
Okay.
Mine good.
So check that out. Rebecca, you're good. Scarlett, you're good.
I get it right.
Well, you're good, so you got it right, yeah.
Oh, me. Okay.
Jasmine.
Thank
Wait, whoa, Jasmine. No, something's off of your Jasmine.
Oh, what happened?
You messed up your negatives for your x. Try to figure out why. Try to figure out why you did that.
Coach, I'm still confused. I think I missed it. I have no idea what.
All right. Ellie.
I think I did one of them wrong, but
There, two of them are okay. So, one of your x's is wrong for one of them, and then one of your y's is wrong for the other one. So it's weird, like how you got it wrong in different ways.
Wait, did I get wrong numbers or wrong negatives?
Wrong. Your x's are the wrong. Wait, where are you, Jasmine? Yeah, your x's.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, your x's are the wrong negatives.
Like, you mean.
It should be flipped. I'm trying to figure out. I want you to look at your work though, to figure out why you might have messed up that negative.
I have the right numbers, just like not the right signs. Negative to positive.
Yeah. Well, you have the wrong x's because you do the negatives of that.
Okay.
Then it causes
Did I get
the y's
it
to
right?
go wrong.
Did I get it right?
Goldman. Wait a second. Adira, you got it right, and Goldman, you got it right. Good job.
Yay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. All right. Shayna. First off, it's supposed to be two sets of coordinate points, so I end up getting like x comma y, x comma y. Second off, those numbers don't associate. So everyone who's still here, let's look at this. You got negative 2x minus 2x, negative 2x squared, I apologize, minus 2x plus 4 equals 0. First off, start with that, okay? Everyone look at that. Now, what we're going to do is see what we can do. We have multiple methods to do it. Everyone's is going to be different. What I'm going to do purposely is a quadratic equation because I think that's the less potential to make a mistake. If you have another method, you could do it. But since nobody here has gotten it right yet, they're still here, let's go over it with the quadratic equation. So we're going to use the quadratic equation that minimizes the mistakes. All right. So A, B, and C is marked. A is -2, B is -2, C is negative or +4, my bad. So we're going to do all this. First off, we got -2. I'm going a little quicker, so I'm simplifying. Is +2 plus or minus. I'm doing -2 squared, which is 4. Over here is -4 times -2 times 4. -4 times 2. The -4 times -2 is +8. 8 times 4 is 8, 16, 32. So plus 32 here. Jonathan. And then 2 times -2. I don't know why I didn't simplify that. That's 4 on the bottom. That's -4 on the bottom.
wait, that's what I got. So how did I?
Okay, let's continue. So it should be -4 on the bottom though. So Jasmine, now looking at it, I think that might have been your mistake. Maybe you forgot -4 on the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, why? I didn't. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's continue. 2 plus or minus, this is the square root of 36 over -4. The square root of 36 is 6. So 2 plus or minus 6 over 4, -4. 2 plus 6 is 8.
-2, -1.
-4, which is -2. And this one is for -6, which is -4 over -4. which is positive 1. So negative 2 and positive 1 are your x's. You are not done. Because now you got to plug it back in to the
Wait,
easier.
why is it a positive one?
Negative 4 divided by negative 4. Double negative is a positive, right?
Doesn't it become 2 minus 6 over negative 4?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. No, yeah,
Okay. So let's plug it in. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. So your first part is negative 2 comma negative 6. Your second one is 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So it's 1 comma negative 3.
Wait, I thought it was -1.
It's a positive one here, no? Negative
I also
2
got a
minus
negative
4
1.
is a
'Cause
positive.
I think I just did 2 minus 6 and I left it as a normal 4.
It's
Yeah.
1 minus 4 equals -3, you're saying?
Yes. 1 minus 4 is negative 3, though, yeah.
But I
But
thought we got
the
-1
coordinate-
back there.
What's that?
Like, I thought like before when we were getting our x's, we got -1 instead of +1.
Yeah, no, that is the mistake you made. I see it, but
Oh, okay.
that's why I'm guessing your mistake was you forgot this negative 4 down there.
Now I see.
Does it matter which one you plug it into? Like,
It
let's say-
doesn't matter which one, actually, yeah, Ellie, it's a very important point. It doesn't matter which one you plug it into, but I purposely plug it into the easier one, which looks like the bottom one to me.
Okay.
All right, everyone. If you're here, Jasmine, you already wrote it. Write the answers into the chat so I can do the attendance later. You are free to go after you do that.
Thank you.
Anyone who wants to stay, some of you guys message already you want to stay, that's okay. If you want to stay, just stay on. But please at least message that part so I can check you off later. All right.
Am I good?
Ellie, I saw yours. Shayna, you're good.
Thank you.
Liam, I heard you want to say, but if you want to say, that's fine. But you're good. You're marked off as here. Okay. All right. So is that all right, Jacob and Liam? We do number 3.
Yeah, can we do that?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Now for you guys, I'm always gonna use a quadratic equation. No frills about it. It's just straight. You just do it. Okay.
What's the quadratic equation?
Negative b plus or minus the square root
That one. All
of
right.
that thing, yeah, over 2a. Again, there's no thinking when you use it. You just plug in and solve. It's like a machine. All right. So number 3, before we even start, we have to set it equal to 0. Before we set it equal to 0, we gotta set it equal to each other. So 2x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals negative 5x plus 3. Okay. Then we're going to move everything to set it equal to 0. 2x squared. This is a negative 5x, so I'm going to plus 5x. So it becomes plus 2x. Positive 3, so I'm going to minus 3. Negative 4 equals 0. Oh, it's slightly different. Okay. All right.
ABC.
So let's do our ABCs, yeah. Like the kindergarten, ABC, let's do it. A little harder for kindergartners, though. 2, 2, negative 4. Let's plug in some magic. Negative 2, plus or minus. B squared happens to be 4.
It comes out to like the same answer as this one, no?
It happens to be, it should be the negative flip of them, but yes. It comes out to almost the same answers, actually. But the x's should be the negative flips from looking at it. The second part, negative 4 times 2 times negative 4 is positive 32. All over 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay. So we get that simplified. Simplify it a little bit more. Negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 36 over 4 negative 2 plus or minus 6 over 4. Now we're going divergent. We're going to go our two paths. Negative 2 plus 6 is positive 4 over 4. Which
A
is
negative 2.
Yeah. And the other one, negative 2 minus 6 is negative 8 over 4, which is negative 2. Good job. We're not done though.
So wait, if let's say, does it matter? So it doesn't matter if I take the 1 and plug it into the bottom or top, or if I take the negative 2 and plug it into the bottom or top?
No, it doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer either way. So that's why I say do the easier of the two. Ellie, what do you think is the easier of the two?
I didn't hear it. It broke up.
What do you think is the easier of the two, the bottom or the top here? Number 3.
The bottom one.
Yeah, I agree. So negative 5. First one is 1, right? Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5 plus 3. That's negative 2. So your first one is 1 comma negative 2. And your other one, plug in negative 2. Negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. That's plus 3, 13. So this is 2, oh, sorry, negative 2 comma 13.
That was simple. But that's better. I understand.
Jacob, did you just say it feels a little bit more simple when you do it like this?
Yeah, that way is better.
Okay, I'm happy.
Wait, can I just do 4 and send you the answer to see if I get it right?
Sure, but the answer is on the bottom of the page. Like you can just scroll down.
No, I don't want to look. I want to try
Oh,
it.
okay. Don't look for a second. I'm gonna look to check your answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too. This one's a special one where, well, you do it and let's see what happens. Okay. Liam, how are you feeling? A little better? Do you want me to go over? You're a little late. Do you want me to go over any older stuff?
Nah, it's fun.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get me later.
Wait, the formula is it's negative b, right?
Negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
So wait, what do you do afterwards? Because it becomes negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 0 over negative 2.
Good. Now you will notice if you plus or minus 0, it'll get you the same answer, right?
Yeah.
So there's only one unique answer. So in this case, negative 4 over negative 2 is what?
2.
2, positive 2. So you only have one x in this case, which is positive 2. All right? From there.
So you have to plug it into the top one?
No, you could. No, because if you plug it into the bottom one, no matter what number you plug in, what is your y?
6? Oh.
So it's just 2, 6. If you plug it in the top one, you also would get 6, though.
No, I was spacing out. I didn't realize it just gave you the answer for that.
Wait,
Yeah.
6 times 16 equals 0.
16 minus 16 equals 0, right?
Yeah, but how do you square root that?
Well, 0 times 0 equals 0, right? So the square root of
it's
0 is 0. Just 0.
Thank you, Mr. Tobal.
No problem, Ollie.
Have a good weekend.
Hey, you too, man.
Thank you, Mr. Toval.
No, but wait a second, Liam. Oh, you typed it in already. Yeah, you're free to go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, bye.
Okay. Let me in.